All right, what is going on, guys? This weekend is UFC Fight Night. Derek Lewis versus Teixeira, and this is going to be my full card early predictions. Decent fight night card. Couple shit fights on this card. Starting off with the first shit fight of the night, we have Fat McCline versus Melissa Martinez. I don't give three fucks about this fight. I'm going to go Fat McCline via decision. I don't care. Do I think she should be a minus 1,200 favorite? Probably not that much, but I think she's going to clearly win this fight via decision. I think she's better than Martinez in every aspect of MMA, but I don't care. Moving up the card, a decent fight, at least it should be on paper. We have Mitch Ramirez versus Mike Davis. Mike Davis in his last fight, I picked him in his last fight. He did not do very good against Fierre CM. I am going to pick him to beat Mitch Ramirez. I just don't know if he's going to finish him. What are the odds? Got it. Minus 1,000? Yeah, that's pretty understandable. I think Ramirez only has one fight in the UFC. If I remember correctly, it was against Thiago Moises. I think that's his only fight in the UFC. I think Mike Davis will go out there and get the knockout. I don't think it's going to be in the first round, but I do see Mike Davis going out there wanting to come back from his last fight where he did not do very good against Fierre CM. Had a couple of moments, but I really could see him knocking out or submitting Mitch Ramirez. I know it's going to be a finish. I just don't know how he's going to finish him. Either knockout or submission win for Mike Davis over Mitch Ramirez to get Mike Davis back in the win column. Moving up the card. This is kind of a tricky one to pick. We have Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Walter Walker. So Nzechukwu was fighting a light heavyweight, lost to Ovince St. Preux. I think it was last year, 2024. I think he's in his 40s. And Nzechukwu's younger. I think he's in his early 30s, if I remember correctly. So, not a good loss to have when you're the young up-and-coming person at light heavyweight. Since has moved up to heavyweight, 2 wins over shit heavyweights. And then you got Walter Walker. His wins in the UFC are also shit wins over shit heavyweights. So, I think Walker has the wrestling advantage. And Nzechukwu has the striking advantage. But I think Walker, I might lean the power advantage towards Walter Walker. For my official prediction, I'm going to go Kennedy Nzechukwu via decision. I think he's going to be able to be good enough in the grappling to keep Walter Walker off his back. And then he's going to use his striking, use that reach advantage that he has, keep the distance with Walter Walker, and be able to win via decision. I'm not super confident in that pick. I think he's a slight favorite, not super heavy. I could see Walter Walker, holding him up against the cage, really grinding out a decision win here. I could really see that as a possibility. But I'm going to go Kennedy Nzechukwu to win via decision. Moving up the card. Nobody cares. We have Lerone Murphy versus Adura Morora. I think I said her name right. I'm going Adura. I can't pronounce it. Morora. Murphy's coming off of I don't think she's fought in 2 years. So I can't pick her to win, to win a fight when she hasn't fought in 2 years. Morora, I just think her head's probably in the game a little bit more than Murphy is. This is probably Murphy's last fight. She's probably going to retire after this fight, win, lose, or draw. Thank goodness. And, she's a heavy underdog for a reason. So, yeah, moving up the card. Really good fight. We have Jake Matthews versus Chidi Njokuani. I know I can say his damn name right. Okay, I'm going to pick Chidi Njokuani to get it done via decision over Jake Matthews. Really only 2 main reasons. One, the size advantage. I think the size advantage is going to play a pretty big role in this fight versus Jake Matthews. I think Jake Matthews is a better MMA fighter all the way around. I just think that the physicality of Chidi is going to be too much for Jake Matthews, and I don't think he's going to be able to overcome that in this fight. I really do believe Matthews is better more well-rounded fighter than Chidi Njokuani. But I think Njokuani is going to be able to use his striking. I don't think Matthews is going to be able to use his grappling. I think he definitely has a jiu-jitsu advantage over Njokuani, but I don't think he's going to be able to implement it in this fight. I just think, again, the size, Njokuani is too big for Jake Matthews to handle. So I'll pick Njokuani to win via decision. Moving up the card, the featured prelim. We have Max Griffin versus Chris Curtis. Chris Curtis coming down to welterweight. I don't believe he fought at welterweight in the UFC. I could be wrong on that. I know he's fought at welterweight outside of the UFC, but primarily been a middleweight in the UFC. I believe he had to take some time off due to an injury. I'm going Chris Curtis to get this done, probably via knockout. Unless going down to welterweight is draining him too much, I still think that power is going to transfer over. He's got decent power. He's got really good boxing. That's kind of it. That's kind of all Chris Curtis has is the boxing. Doesn't really mix in takedowns or grappling. Doesn't really do too many kicks either. He's a pretty heavy favorite over Max Griffin. Max Griffin's not that good. So I'm going to go Chris Curtis to win. First round KO for Chris Curtis to get the win in his welterweight debut in the UFC, I believe. But yeah, this should be a really good fight. Moving up the card, another one, dropping down in weight. We have Junior Tafa versus Tuco Tokos. Okay, so Tafa originally, both of the Tafa, I don't know if both of the Tafa brothers are going down to light heavyweight. I know obviously Junior Tafa is. I don't imagine Justin Tafa is going to drop to light heavyweight from heavyweight, but they both suck. So, but do they suck enough? Does he suck enough to lose to Tuco Tokos? Who was his last opponent? I gotta look it up because I actually forgot to look up his last opponent. Because I was just gonna pick Junior Tafa to win, but I'm kind of thinking I might not. I'm trying to remember how he did in those fights. Man, Tafa's grappling is absolutely ass. I'm going to pick Tuco Tokos to go out there and get it done with the grappling. I think he's going to see the tape, see how absolutely bad Tafa is. Now, to be fair, Tafa has very good one-punch KO power. He could catch Tuco Tokos and knock him out, and he very well may do that. But I'm going to go with Tokos. He actually has a height advantage or reach advantage. I think he's going to use that advantage. I think he's going to close the distance. You implement the grappling, because once you get Junior Tafa down, and either one of the Tafa brothers, once you get them down, they ain't getting back up. They can't do the get up like Derek Lewis does. They stay down once they're down. So I'm going to go Tuco Tokos to get it done via decision with the grappling, or even maybe a late submission. Moving up the card. Again, a lot of people changing weight classes in this. We have Vitor Petrino versus Austin Lane. Petrino moving up to heavyweight. To be fair, Austin Lane's not that good. I'm going to go Vitor Petrino to win via KO. Austin Lane just has a glass chin. You just touch his chin, he gets KO'd. I believe he only has one win in the UFC. I don't remember who it's against, but I know it was against nobody good. It might be against Zach Pounga. Is that who it is against? I think it's Zach Pounga. I think that's his only one in the UFC, if I remember correctly. Listen, Petrino kind of got rushed at light heavyweight. Loses to Anthony Smith. Then I believe it was Justin Jacoby knocked him out. I think he's going to go out there, knock out Austin Lane. Bulking up to heavyweight. He looks like he's put on some size. Pause. Austin Lane's not that good. Lane's got the grappling. Maybe he'll go out there and wrestle Petrino and out-grapple him. That's a possibility. But I just think on the feet, Petrino's leaps and bounds better than Austin Lane is. So I'm going to go Vitor Petrino to get it done via knockout. First round knockout for Vitor Petrino. Moving up the card. We have Nate Landwehr versus Morgan Charrier. This fight, man. Nate's getting old, man. He just takes damage. All he does is absorb damage. In all his fights, even when he wins them, he just takes damage and keeps going. Eventually, he's not going to be able to do that. Eventually, he's going to get put out cold. I think he's been knocked out cold before, if I remember correctly. I don't remember who it was against, but I'm pretty sure he has. I'm going to go Morgan Charriere. Not super confident in this pick. If I remember correctly, I think I picked Charriere in his last fight. Who did he fight last? And I got that wrong. Nathaniel Wood. I think I might have picked him to beat Nathaniel Wood. Nonetheless, I think Charriere is going to be crisper on the feet. I don't think he's going to have a grappling advantage over Nate Landwehr. I think they're going to be pretty similar, but I don't think this is going to be a grappling fight. I think it's going to be a striking matchup on the feet. I'm going to go Charriere to win via decision. If he can't get Landwehr out of there and gasses out, I could see Nate Landwehr getting like a third round TKO over Morgan Charriere. So, yeah, this should be a good fight. Great fight. Possibly fight of the night. Look out for that. This could be fight of the night. But yeah, can't wait for it. Nate the Train's always in good fights. Moving up the card, I thought this was the co-main event for a second. We have Calvin Kattar versus Steve Garcia. Can Calvin Kattar hold on to his ranking at featherweight? I don't know if he can. I should have done better research before this fight, because I'm trying to remember who Steve Garcia's last opponent was. Okay, it was I remember that fight now. He's got some good wins. He's got some sneaky good wins. I want to know how old he is. I need to know how old he is. I'm going to go Steve Garcia. I'm not super confident in that pick, though. That's the only thing. Like, yes, Calvin Kattar's on the slide right now, but he's got really good boxing, got decent kicks. I don't think Garcia's going to go out there and out-grapple him, but he does have a solid reach advantage. I think he's got momentum on his side. I'm going to go Steve Garcia to win via decision. I'm not super confident in that pick. I think Calvin Kattar may win this fight, honestly. His back's up against the wall. You know, he's about to get out of the rankings at featherweight. He might get cut from the UFC. I don't know if he'll get cut from the UFC if he loses this fight, but he's lost quite a few in a row now. So I could see Calvin Kattar getting the win here. Do I want to pick Calvin Kattar? Man, I don't know. It's a 3-round fight. He's not going to gas out. I'm going to go with Calvin Kattar. I think Kattar will be able to use his boxing and his pressure in this fight. I don't think he's going to gas out. He won the third round. I can't remember the guy's name for the life of me. But he was starting to slow down in the third round, and Kattar picked it up, and Kattar won the third round. I think he knows his back's up against the wall. He knows he needs to get a win here. He wants to keep his ranking. I think he's going to go out there. And, again, if he loses this fight, I think he's probably done. I don't see him being competitive anymore, really, in the top 15. So we'll go Calvin Kattar to win via decision over Steve Garcia. Backs up against the wall, and he's going to get it done. Moving up the card, co-main event. We have old Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Gabriel Bonfim. Okay, I got to go Gabriel Bonfim. I have to pick Gabriel Bonfim. Who'd they give him that he lost to? Nicholas Dalby, wasn't it? It was Dalby. Listen, okay. Here's a hot take. I think this is a winnable fight for Wonderboy. I really do. I think Bonfim does have the power to put Wonderboy out. But he's going to have to use the grappling to set up that strike. Wonderboy, even in his last fight where he got knocked out by Joaquin Buckley, he was doing good in that fight. I believe he was winning. I think he might have had the 2 rounds that were scored. I think he was up on the scorecards. He still, even though he's old, he's still fast, which is surprising. At 42 years old, he's still fast. He still has good striking, still has good takedown defense. He was able to fend off most of the takedowns from Joaquin Buckley. And Buckley was able to get him down. He was able to get back up. He's not going to gas out. It's a 3-round fight. He's went 5 rounds before. Hard 5 rounds. Dude, I almost want to pick Wonderboy. I can't pick him. I want to pick Wonder Boy so bad. He's one of my favorite fighters to watch. I can't pick him. I gotta go Gabriel Bonfim to get it done. I have to. I can't. I want to pick Wonder Boy so bad. I want him to win so bad, but he's 42 years old. I believe he's the oldest fighter on the UFC roster. It's gonna be sad. I really hope he wins. I really want Wonder Boy to win. I'm gonna go Gabriel Bonfim via decision, maybe late TKO. He's young. He's got good power. He's got good jiu-jitsu, good grappling. I think he's gonna go out there and out-grapple Wonder Boy and hold him up against the cage, work, get him down, maybe work a submission. So we'll go Bonfim to win via decision. Moving up the card, the main event, very strange main event. We've got Derek Lewis versus Teixeira. There's Derek Lewis up there. I don't know if you can see him. He's right up there. There's Derek Lewis right up there. It's not wanting to load for some reason. I don't know why. Since it's not wanting to load. Is it going to load? Nope. Okay. I'll just scroll up here. Okay. So we got Derek Lewis versus Teixeira. Teixeira has one fight in the UFC. They threw him into the rankings, and now they're giving him a main event against Derek Lewis. Now, Derek Lewis is old. He's 39 years old. I'm going Derek Lewis. I'm pretty sure Teixeira is a pretty big favorite. Minus 280 favorite, so he's a solid favorite. The reason I'm going Derek Lewis, one, who does Teixeira even have a win over? I don't even remember. I think it's a nobody. I could be wrong. I probably should remember who Teixeira's one win is over. Let's find out real quick. But, Derek Lewis has fought the who's who at heavyweight. Yeah, he's lost to the good fighters. Anytime Derek Lewis goes up against a good fighter, he loses. And, he could get knocked out in this fight. But I'm going to go with the experience of Derek Lewis. Every time, I think just about every time he goes up against a taller fighter, he's won. Now, I know the Volkov fight he was losing until he got the late KO. This isn't going to load. But I'm going to go Derek Lewis to win via first-round KO. This is not going to go all 5 rounds. No matter who wins, it's going to be via KO. Or maybe Teixeira could drop Lewis and submit him. I could see that. But I'm going to go Derek Lewis first-round KO. He's still got the power. Teixeira's tall. Derek Lewis likes to throw that overhand right. Lines up perfectly for Teixeira's chin. I think, honestly, realistically, I think it's a 50-50 fight. I honestly could see either one of these guys winning in the first round via KO, but I'm just going to go with Derek Lewis to get it done via first round KO. Let me know in the comment section down below, who do you guys think is going to win, and is it going to be in the first round or not? Let me know down below. Make sure to subscribe if you guys haven't subscribed already. Drop a like on the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.